So let's go to Winchester.
Oh boy,
man,
I knew this is gonna
like
come
everybody
up.
gives me hell about it. Like
Yeah.
it's and I'm okay with it because I know where I'm at with it, and I know there's a time and place that we're gonna get our shit right. But the way, so it goes back to Seneca race. I wouldn't say Seneca race cars. I shouldn't say that.
Well,
I
that's
believe,
part of it for sure.
I believe. And tell me if I'm wrong, which you normally do, 9% of the time. But to build a fast race car at 90% of these racetracks and everywhere in the country, besides Winchester and Bristol, I feel like you can't take that race car and maximize it to what it needs to be at all these other places and go and take it to Winchester.
No, for sure, it's not the same. Winchester,
and I feel like that Terry maximizes his race car for other places.
Well, for sure, and I think that people that give you crap about not going to Winchester don't really look at all the information. Like you went there when you had the grill car. We got the Seneca car. Like it's probably questionable to take that.
Well, we
there,
took
right?
it to 1 year.
We did. But I'm saying, like, it's super lightweight. Like, when we first got them, like, we broke shock mount out of it in the trailer going to Madison, Wisconsin, right?
No, Slinger Nationals.
Slinger Nationals,
the year I
sorry.
won.
Yeah, that's correct. So, like, you unload out of the trailer, and you got to weld the shock mount back together,
yeah,
right? Like, those cars, they were built super lightweight, and, you know, they're not as, like, Terry's backed off on a lot of that and put a lot more stability in the cars now than he did then, right?
So, to go fast with his motto, low, light, and left.
100%. But I mean, then everything was like he never been to Pensacola or anything.
He had
like
never
at that
been,
point,
that
car was built to run Berlin and Kalamazoo. That's it, right?
Yeah.
So you know, that's a learning process for him. But you know, like was it last year, the year before, or maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Like we literally went up there, tested with a Seneca, came back and went back for the race. You know, like it's not like you haven't put effort into Winchester. This year specifically, like between the car situation, started the year with a borrowed car, basically, Terry's, right?
Yeah.
And
so pretty much I had two people give me race cars this year.
Yeah, pretty much.
Terry give me a race car because when we started this deal, Terry couldn't build no race cars. He was developing this whole other deal he had going on. We didn't want to build a new one because we didn't know
what it was going to be,
what it was going to do, or how it was going to run. When we started off, it was kind of a let's ease into this thing,
right?
And then James Finch gave us a race car. Hey, you need to go get this. I got a Seneca car. Do what you want to it. And if it wasn't for those two guys giving me race cars, I don't know what I would have done at the beginning of the year.
Right.
And then we rolled out of the gate there, and we was going to ease into this thing, and then we ended up winning the Speed Fest.
Yeah.
And it's like
in the Rattler.
We were in the Rattler. And it's like, oh, hell, what do we do here? We win North Wilkesboro. We've won some big races this year. Won Berlin, which the 251, I hadn't won. That I
wanted Berlin,
win.
Won the week before, too.
Yeah, won the week before. So we won some good races. So, and then it comes Winchester. We don't go to Winchester.
You can't take it to Winchester.
So we don't go to Winchester but once a year.
Right.
We're not prepared. Our ultimate goal, Bubba Pollard's ultimate goal at the end of the day, is to win one race. That's
the Snowball Derby.
Snowball Derby is the race I want to win. I mean, I may never win it. And you know what? If I don't ever win it, it's okay. But I'm gonna damn sure try.
100%.
And I'm gonna put all my eggs in one basket to go do that deal.
100%.
And I'm not that. If I have to focus on Winchester, I'm not. I'm taking focus off of the Derby, because Winchester is its own beast, its own animal. We had a plan leading up to Winchester, and we had a car. It did not work out for us what we had planned and what we tried. So we had to step back and punt. And then leading up to it, I was out of the points. We are having some engine issues. We're kind of down the motor. We're waiting on the motor to get back. Like, if I put myself going to Winchester, I'm going to put myself behind for the Derby.
That's right.
And at the end of the day, I want to win the Winchester 400. I do.
Well, and how much does it pay to win?
Hell, it's still only like 15.
How much does it pay to win the big league?
Yeah, exactly.
Like the backup car for the Derby is the primary car for the big league. Like, there's no race car that you can take out of rotation to do a one-off race at this point. Yeah. You have All-American 400, you have the Governor's Cup, you have the Big League, you have the Snowball Derby. There's not enough equipment in your current arsenal. And, you know, like 2 years ago or whatever, when we went up there and tested and did all that, there was. And,
That's right.
like you invested in trying to do that, right?
Yeah. What people don't realize is it's not just to load that damn thing up and go race.
No, it's not.
It's especially not a Winchester.
Well, I mean, Ty Majeski didn't take his car to Winchester. Nobody says anything
about it.
riding his ass about it.
And there's a reason he didn't take it.
There's a reason he didn't take it.
Exactly.
Right?
I mean, he's smart. Toby's
100%.
smart.
They're phenomenal racers.
Phenomenal racers. It's some of the best that come.
100%.
Driver and crew chief. So
all day.
Why didn't he take it? You know, same reason Bubba Pollard didn't take his for at the end of the day. But, you know, they had some tire issues, but, man, Hoosier did a great job to eliminate all that and fix those problems, I felt like. And, you know, and then I thought the tire did well on Sunday. And then, you know, all hell breaks loose during the race. The guy that ought to kick his own ass is Cole Butcher.
Hold on. Don't say that. Let me check. I think he's still hitting the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's only hit it 3 times. Right now.
Yeah.
He only hit it 3 times. Cruising. Like,
man,
what are you doing?
What are you doing,
Come
guy?
on, Cole, what are you doing?
He's you know, in defense
I get it,
of
I've
Cole,
been
like
there.
he doesn't have a lot of experience at these bigger races. He's really, I mean, as good as he runs, he's really only been doing it for a handful of years, right?
Yeah. And he's done a great job.
He has.
And they, like, the Wilson cars are great there.
They are.
I mean,
Hamke's in general
are great there.
Phenomenal.
That's why Ty was in a Hamke car.
Yep,
they're
exactly.
good cars
That's
there.
right.
They're built well for there. They've done Bond's good there.
Cody's great there.
Cody's
like,
good
across
there.
The board.
Yeah.
Cody set the track record with Roderick 1 year ago, right? I
and
think
Dakota Street run well.
5th, I think.
Yeah, he done a great job.
I'm pretty sure the top 5 are Hamke's.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it helps when you get 90% of the field, though.
Well, I mean, they were also winning when they had 10% of the
That's
field,
right?
right?
No,
So yeah,
I'm
I know you're joking, but yes.
But no, they run good there. And I watch Cole, and I'm like, what are you doing? You know, you're kind of giving this away a little bit.
It's probably a little more kind of at this point, yeah. But
you're driving. I don't know if he was driving. And I know race cars get free. They're hard to drive at that place when you're on old tires. I get it, but like around lap cars, you could have probably been a little more patient, and not put yourself in position to get up in the stuff.
Yeah.
And then I think the difference. I think possibly still could have won the race if he'd have got out in front of the 51, because I don't think the 51 or the 22 could have passed him. But I think if he doesn't line up behind Finch on a restart that has old tires,
man, that's
how you gonna put a guy on the bottom with fresh tires, fresh rubber, and your leader on old tires picks the top?
I actually questioned.
I can't see that.
Not. I don't want to get myself in trouble here, but like I questioned 2 decisions on the restart cone. One was the 51 was so good in the middle and on the bottom. Like, why did he take the top?
Why did he take top? Because at the end of the day, it's 10 laps to go in the Winchester 400.
I mean,
what are you gonna do?
What do you think's gonna happen, right?
But
it's easy to say that when it's over, right? Like, we can backseat quarterback it all day, but
at the end of the day,
and then Cole putting himself behind the no tire car, like those were both. And realistically, Cole would have cleared that guy instead of going backwards 2 spots, right?
Correct. And he would have got to where he would have put himself in position quicker.
And
possibly
for sure.
made something. But or maybe Nasse goes up there and runs something and happens off 2 and Cole's under him.
Yeah, you never know, right? 100%.
So it is hard because you don't know. I mean, it's easy for us to sit here, and this is where it goes back to keyboard warriors and what.
That's right.
You know, it's easy for us sitting here because
that's right.
We're watching it and you're like, but you don't know what's going on inside that race car.
Well, hindsight's always correct because you don't have to prove it.
And that's what people talk crap about me. You don't know what goes on. So, I mean, that's just from outside looking in, our opinion. But, and then, you know, they line up on with 10 to go. Nasse's got it 1. His car's fast.
It
is. It's
fast.
Real
super
fast. It looks better than anybody's up off the corner getting across the bump in 2, I thought.
Yeah.
So, you line up 10 to go there. He's got to have a perfect restart. And the way CRA does the restarts that are so fast, you cannot get a jump on anybody. The restarts, the way they do them so fast there, I hate fast restarts. Like, you know, they ought to be these rolling. It's not race cars. I get it, but shift gears every day. I mean, but he's got to get a perfect restart to clear him into one, clear him off of two, and he doesn't get that. He kind of with that rolling restart, you're side by side going down the flag stage, and what's going to happen? You know, you're going to get
you're probably going to get sent in the garbage, right? I mean,
but at the same time, I'm not saying Nasse done anything wrong. I'm not saying Gio done anything wrong. We don't know until we put ourselves in that position.
That's right. That's right.
So now,
so there's circumstances that a lot of people aren't considering here, right? One of them being history, right? Yeah. So Nasse and Donnie Wilson don't have a good history.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Gio left Campy to go to Donnie.
That's right.
So there's another not good history.
Yep.
Gio very aggressively moved William Byron to win Hickory in a Campy car.
The only 2 wins he's got.
Now
he moved.
I'm gonna probably not be everybody's favorite person when I say this, but I didn't think Gio did anything majorly wrong at Winchester.
Me personally,
Hickory, that was a little much.
I agree. Now, putting everything aside, because of where Gio entered the corner on William Byron versus where he entered the corner on Nasse. Listen, put everything aside from me and Nasse. I don't care. Like, the history is history. I don't care. I don't see anything that Gio done wrong either.
Well, I'm not saying it wasn't aggressive. I'm just saying I don't think it was too far carried away.
Correct.
Like, I don't think it was. It's definitely not anything we haven't seen Steven do, right?
100%.
Everybody, for that matter.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. I'm not saying that to pick on Steven by any means.
No.
Like, the one thing that I did think was way too aggressive was, okay, so separate all this from what happens later, right? Because that's a whole different thing.
That's a whole different,
But so they go in the corner like this is the car position. Like Steven's not in the front.
That's right.
If Steven gets the restart and they go in the corner like this,
different story.
Steven wins the race 100%.
The 100% right. If you go in the corner like this, this inside guy has got you at the
100%.
But if he goes right front to left door,
it's Steven wins the race every time.
100%.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying Steven did anything wrong, or like it just didn't quite get the restart.
That's right.
It's easy to sit here and criticize it. 100% in my head, he should have took the bottom. Like I'm screaming at my TV because he didn't take. I'm like, what are you doing?
Well, this goes back to, and I'm not saying I do everything right because I make mistakes. I'm going to make them tomorrow.
Right.
But it goes back to knowing who you're racing with and your circumstances. Because at Five Flags, the Saturday I won, I knew Jackson Boone was going to line up on the inside of me if I picked outside because I'm an outside guy at Pensacola. But this guy's wrecked me 3 times already. Like
on lap 1 at Nashville, for the record.
And then he cost
whatever
me,
that was about
at Cordeal. He I was on the outside of him. He fenced me. So me and him had a run in. I knew how he races. I was not going to let this guy line up on the inside of me because I knew
that's right.
I had a better race car for one, and I knew there was a chance he was going to use me up.
That's right.
I was not even going to give him that opportunity. So
I agree.
It's just knowing who you're going to race against, I think, and the decisions that are made a lot of times when I race is who I'm racing with.
Yeah, and I don't think Gio's a super aggressive racer. I think he's very young. He's he doesn't have a pile of experience, right? Like he's still very new at it.
That's right.
But man, does he have killer instinct?
Yeah.
And like when you put him in the mode for that switch to be flipped, like it's on. Like
and can you blame him?
Not at
Winchester
all.
400?
Not at all.
I mean,
the reality
he's
is,
not aggressive. The thing about it is he's been aggressive to win these races.
He's aggressive when it comes down to win.
He hadn't been aggressive through the field.
Yeah.
I don't feel.
I don't think so.
And
like,
I
think
with
he's
him.
been good.
Yeah, and even the same thing with Nasse. He's been the same way. When it's for the win, he gets aggressive
100%.
And then back through the field, he's me and him race fine together.
That's right.
But we're going for the win. We're going to race each other hard. So
that's right.
Mine and his, put everything aside. You know, that's just my opinion on what it looks like now.
So again, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. I just after the race.
Well, so before you go, I thought that's where you're going. That's why I cut you off, actually. Yeah. But so all the history built like leading into it, Donnie Nasse, Hamke Gio or Campy Gio. Like there's a lot of history.
There's a lot of history there that people don't know
right?
about.
That's exactly right. People don't know about that.
Yeah.
The one thing that I thought was dirty was so they go in the corner. The 22 runs a 51 in the jump.
Oh my God!
If I'm in the 51, I'm mad for
100%.
sure. But I'm mad because
pissed.
I lost.
Yeah.
I'm not mad because this guy tried to kill me.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing. Well, then the 51 saves it. amazing job saving it. Comes down, he's like this.
Well,
he
the
turns
2-car
right on the straightaway to hook the 2-car.
Well, the 2-car is up off of 2.
Yes.
Gets loose and drives back down the hill. So they're driving down the hill together.
Yes.
So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't know if he tried to hook him. I don't know if he tried to hook him or if he tried to turn right to go back around him.
Well, that's a very valid point.
You know what I mean?
That's a very valid
point.
point.
So I looked at that 2 different ways. So I'm going to give him a benefit of the doubt. I don't know if he turned right to wreck him or he turned right to go back around him.
Well, that's a very valid point.
Because the 2 come off and was going back down.
Yeah, that's a very valid point. I didn't think of it from that perspective. That's a very valid point.
So
if he did turn right to hook him, that was very dirty.
But we don't know.
That's fact.
We don't know.
And now that you say it like that, that makes a lot of sense.
So we don't know, but that goes to after the race. So after the race, I've been... I mean, me and Nasse's been at each other.
That's right.
I've been in his shoes. I'm doing the same thing. I'm pissed I just won the 400. That's your mentality is you just lost the 400. Like, you're mad. Like, what do you expect the guy to do? So he pulls down there and gives him the number 1 sign to let him know that he won. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
The commentary did it excellent.
Yeah. They did. It
was nice. But he pulled down there and he done his little thing. So I don't know if Nasse's getting out.
I thought it was great.
Yeah. So that's what you need in short track racing.
100%.
There's nothing wrong with that. So as Gio kind of pulls down, kind of gets away from him a little bit, and kind of sits there for a minute. Well, that gives time for Nasse's crew to come onto the track. So as he comes onto the track, Gio pulls away and hits his dad with the tail of the car. So a couple different things happen here, and I'm not picking any side. Because at the end of the day, I don't care. But I look at this as a track promoter, track owner, parents on the racetrack kind of deal. We do not allow anyone to go on the racetrack. If you get on our racetrack, you can escorted out of the place.
Yeah.
And we've had cars turn over. We've had all that. So they're not supposed to be on the racetrack. And I know at the heat of the moment they're mad. At the same time, they're not supposed to be there. At the same time, Gio pulls off. And I to this day, you will not make me think there's no way possible that Gio tried to hit him on purpose.
Zero chance. That was 100% not intentional.
So when he took off, he's seen him coming. I think he saw him coming. And when you see someone coming to your door, you're obviously not going to let them in your window. You're going to take off. That's just instinct. So when he spins off, I think it got sideways. He didn't mean to do it. Now, Nasse, on the other hand, when you see your dad flop on the ground
100%
and get hit, you're going to be mad.
I see my dad get smoked, I'm going to lose my mind too.
You damn right.
100%.
So, like, I don't blame him one bit for trying to go after him.
That's exactly
because you don't know what happened.
Well, and I think that's what most people, I made a stupid decision this morning. I actually read the comments on Facebook. Like, people listen to me. Do not do that. But anyway.
What, read the comments?
When Steven pulls up there and gives him the old number 1, like, it's over, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, Steven wasn't jumping out of that car to go after that guy.
Yeah.
Like, it's done. Like, Steven...
Let them go.
Well, Steven expressed his displeasure, and then he was P2 getting ready to do his interview, right? Or whatever he was,
It escalated when other people come on the track.
But then... So you're Steven and you're sitting there and you're it's a long race, right? Like, you're kind of getting your thoughts together. You just lost a race that you were gonna win, right? So, like, you're emotional. You're already, heart rate's high, and then, like, your dad gets smoked by a car.
Exactly.
Like, I'd have lost my mind too.
100%.
But what I think a lot of people don't realize is it was over, and then it started again. And, that, to me, I think that needs to be understood about Steven is, he walked up or drove up, gave the number 1. He was done. Like, he wasn't going after that kid.
Yeah.
Until the kid ran over his dad. Now, the kid, in my opinion, 100% did not do that on purpose.
That's right.
It still happened, right? Like, accidents happen. Well, like, at that point, I don't blame Steven one bit for being...
I don't either.
Like, even if it's not logical, you're not making a logical thought at that point, right? So, I mean, you don't want to see that. But, man, they did, it probably was, like you said, maybe in hindsight, they shouldn't have been on the racetrack is probably the correct answer. But I don't blame Steven one bit.
I don't either.
Nor do I blame Gio for running him over.
not running him over, but getting away.
100%. Flipping him a cartwheel, put it that way, right?
Yeah,
like Gio didn't do that on purpose.
No, he didn't do it on
Zero
purpose.
chance.
He was trying to get away, and Nasse saw his dad. I get both sides to it.
100%.
100. I mean, and I'm not taking up for either one of them. Like I get it. You put yourself in that position, and you don't know how you're going to react. I think it is what it is. Now, so going to that, what do you think about the fines that are given?
Man, I don't know if I should even comment on it. I think the fines are dumber than hell.
I think it's stupid.
I think the series itself needs to get their crap together. Tech has been a free-for-all from the first race. They give these fines out. Like somebody said today that the fine was more than it paid to start the race.
Hey, we're doing NASCAR here, bud. We're racing NASCAR.
Dude, we're short track racing here, people. Like, get it together.
That's me. It's not only one series, it's all of them. I think...
Well, it may be all of them, but...
You can't single anyone out.
I'm not trying to, like, pick sides, but, like, when we go to an SRL race, they're ran professionally, and we do not have these problems.
Yeah, but at the same time, SRL didn't follow their procedures and rule book.
That's 100% fact.
At I-44.
100% fact.
And so they have issues, too.
They do. They do.
Everyone has issues. And the biggest issue is they won't help. They won't come together and get the rules right. And that's another story.
We could have 18 shows on that, but yes, that's a fact.
Quit having
and they're all guilty.
Let's quit having the pissing contest.
Stop having the pissing contest. When you stand here and you say, well, I tried to work with that guy.
Yeah.
If you didn't work something out, what I tried to work with him meant is you gave him what you were going to do, and if he didn't agree to it, you're saying you tried to work with him.
Yeah.
Like, go in there and plan your shit around his and take the first step.
Yeah.
Like, somebody's got to be the bigger man at some point.
None of them can.
None of them can. So, that's a fact.
They're
all guilty.
They're all guilty. We're not here to bash.
I'm friends with most of them. Like, and I say this to them.
Yeah.
Right?
And I'm not bashing anyone, because if it wasn't for the series, we would not have a place to race. And I'm not, but... we're not here bashing them. That's what I'm not. We're here to help them.
That's a fact.
We want them to get better. I just think at the end of the day, short track racing, NASCAR failed because they forgot where they come from. It's too political, too much into money. Short track racing is not what it is now, I guess you would say, but short track racing turns into NASCAR. That's why people don't want to watch. We can go on about it, but don't forget, like, these penalties are, you got to be fined. I mean, who gives a shit?
Right.
I mean, come on. Let the guy go home. Let them fight it out next week on the front straightaway if they want to. Like, who cares, man? Quit trying to find them, trying to be this big name.
It just stop doing that mess. Just stop. It goes back to the Pensacola race. Like, you're the leader. You get dumped. You get junked. And they do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And their excuse was, well, the caution came out for something else. So now you're saying out loud that he junked you under caution, and you still didn't penalize him.
Yeah.
And then you get fined for going over to the tech shed and trying to punch a guy in the face.
I don't know.
It is what it is. But going back to the Nasse thing, like, do not calm that guy down. Do not. Like, Stephen Nasse is phenomenal for short track racing.
Well,
Stephen Nasse is the Scott Bloomquist of asphalt racing. His persona is so well played.
Stephen Nasse fans don't like Bubba Pollard because of...
Nor should they.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what you want. When Bubba Pollard walks through and gets his name, them Stephen Nasse fans should boo me.
100%.
You know what I mean?
And vice versa, right?
Vice versa. Like, if you don't like it, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to have
it should be that way, man. I'm telling Nasse plays that so well. He's phenomenal at it. And you talk to him, just have a general conversation.
He did.
He has.
I thought in the last, I would say, the last
4 years.
4 years?
Yeah, it started about 4 years ago. Yeah.
Oh my God, I wouldn't give him 4.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying it started down about 4 years ago.
It's gotten better in the
last
year.
couple years. He's really started to.
There's a couple instances, but
of course,
the way he handles things has changed.
It has
a little bit. And I'm bad about the way
this is part of getting older and more mature and more experienced in life, right? But when you're away from that, he might get mad at me for saying this out loud, but like when you're
he's not going to watch this.
Oh, he's going to watch this.
No.
Yeah, for sure.
Steven's not going to watch anything to do with Bubba. But unless he hears, we could tweet it out that we did talk about him. So
we can.
And we can get all the Nasse fans to subscribe.
There you go.
There you go. Come on, Nasse.
But anyway, so whenever you're talking to Steven, he's a super nice guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's not the asshole everybody thinks he is, right? Like, he's not at all.
Okay,
but when he puts his helmet on, he's got a different personality sometimes, right?
So you want me to? I'll put it out there why I got a problem with him.
Okay.
So and we're talking. I got this. I mean, it is what it is. So really, on the racetrack, me and him, he hasn't done anything to me that I wouldn't do to him.
Right.
And vice versa. Like, we've gotten into it, but he spun me. I've spun him back. We've gotten into it. But where I had a problem with Nasse from day one, I don't like the way he handles some things, but he's gotten older. But we raced a cars race at Orange County.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 2, 3, I don't know how many years ago. Make a long story short, we were all drinking out by the campfire, having fun. He likes to hang out and party. I do too at times. I got older. I don't really like it no more time to time. But he wanted to come up and, talk and like everything's fine and hang out. And then turn around and try to start crap with me like 30 minutes later. Huh. I don't like that.
Yeah, see, I've never had any experience like that with him.
That's the only problem I got. As far as on the racetrack stuff, I don't care. Like, what happens on the racetrack, I don't care. Like, I don't mind racing with him.
No, he's not bad.
No.
He's not bad.
No, he's fine. I don't have a problem with Nasse. Like, he's fine. We had our differences, and I don't care. I don't pay much attention.
That's right.
His fans are gonna be his fans. My fans are my fans. I think it's great.
That's right.
Do I care about some other stuff that he does? No, but it's not me. It's none of my business.
That's right.
All me and him have is what we do on the racetrack.
That's right.
And that's all I care about. I don't have a problem with the guy. But now it's Gio, so maybe it's off of me for a little while.
Yeah, it'll be all right. I honestly, man, I don't think, and I could be wrong, but I don't think you're going to see a big fallout from that Winchester thing. Like, that was well, there's a couple things left to that. Like, I think there is one thing that I do have a serious problem with.
I have a problem with going to go there.
It's the same one, I'm pretty sure. But like we said a while ago, like whenever Nasse pulls up and tells them what spot he finished in, like, that was done.
Yeah.
And then the thing happened with Jeff, and I'd have lost my head too, right?
100%.
Like, no doubt about it. Like, Steven,
I would have done the same thing.
100%, 100% of the time.
And if it happened again tomorrow, I'd do the same thing.
I'd do the same thing, and so would he, right? Like, and if you don't, you're an asshole.
That's right.
That's just what it is.
But the asshole in this whole deal
was whoever cut
the tires.
Yes.
So,
and I personally.
So this is what I thought. So I thought my first instinct was, I don't believe anybody done it. That I believe a fan done it when they were walking out of the place. So if anybody knows, the haulers are parked directly so the fans have access to the haulers. So the only thing, or unless they were out in the cornfield, then
well, either way, the fans have access.
They do. So the only thing that got me is a truck tire. They're stabbing it with a knife. You have to be a man.
I thought that too.
Correct. Then, so the only thing that makes me wonder, the only thing that makes me question any of it was it was drilled.
That's exactly right.
Fan's not going to have a drill bit.
Fan's not going to have a drill.
But whoever done that, man, that's just trash.
Man, and obviously somebody did it, right?
Listen,
like, you could line up all of Anthony Campy's crew, and there's not a single one of them I'd point at and be like, I think that guy would have done that. Like, not a one of them, right?
Listen, at the end,
and Nasse too, for that matter. I don't think Nasse would have done that.
The people I've had problems with, I would never do anything like that.
No,
that's low.
That is 100% unacceptable.
Yeah.
And if I'm the track promoter or I'm the series promoter and I can prove who did that, they're permanently banned, no questions asked. Yeah. Never allowed back. That is unacceptable. Don't matter who it is.
Yeah. And them things ain't cheap, and I hate it for Donnie because they don't deserve that.
No.
Nobody does.
No.
But I don't know. So we'll see.
Yeah, it is what it is, I guess.
Hey guys, thanks for watching and listening to this week's episode of BSing with Bubba. Everyone go online, check it out, like, subscribe, comment, share to get us out there, get us going. So check out BubbaPollard.com for all the t-shirts, and also go and like Sport Action Films to get great content and content to come.